Thank you, Linda. I'm already going to assume that I'm probably going to go over my time limit for evaluating a speech. This is probably the first time I've actually been excited to evaluate someone because I've been waiting for her to give a speech on this in Toastmasters for a very long time, and I want to make sure that I say everything that I want to say. And I've been sort of helping support Megan through her human trafficking for just the past year, and I'm so thankful that she finally was able to give the speech and share the speech with everyone. And I do probably know a little bit more information on it than some of you, so some of the feedback might be more in-depth than you probably expect. And I've seen her give this speech partially before, so yes. But all in all, so when I first met Megan at American Greens about 2 years ago, and I found out that she's been heavily involved in human trafficking since college, I was right away wanted to find out more about it, and she kind of sort of influenced me to get more involved with the issue, as well as I hope she has with you, and then I hope you do go home and educate yourself more on it, because she could have stood up here for like 20 more minutes and blown your mind with more statistics. I wanted to hear more, but I understand with the time limit. But as she's been influential to me with human trafficking, I felt like her speech also was very influential, given the audience, with the title being "It Happens Here Too," and you could just tell that you were very passionate about what you were talking about, very conversational. I liked how you shared some of the stats in a very conversational way. And with the whole "it happens here too," I liked how you kept putting the emphasis on it happens here in Cleveland, here in Ohio, here in US. And when she related it to the movie Taken, which I'm sure a lot of us have seen and think of, that is human trafficking, and that is what it only is, which is sort of what I always thought human trafficking was, that it only happens when you go abroad, which, if you guys have seen Taken, it takes place in Paris, and I saw that movie after I went to Paris. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if I had seen that movie before I went to Paris, I would have never gone anywhere by myself. But, and it just, when you relate it to Taken, and it sort of brings it back to the mentality that it isn't only happening with strangers, it's happening in our own homes, happening with family and friends, happening with your boyfriend, girlfriend. And this doesn't just happen to women, it also happens to men too, but primarily it is mostly women, is what the stats have been showing. But a personal reaction, just having worked with you on this, is, and I know you're on a time limit, but I would have liked to hear a little bit about Teresa Flores' story. I think that would have hit home. But I think you could have briefed over it a little bit.
I didn't share this, but I am doing another speech, so this is why it might help you understand. I wanted this to be about the statistics because it's researcher topic. And I'm going to do, Ken had suggested doing an inspirational speech, and I thought her story was way better for that.
Okay, awesome. Good to know. Yeah, I missed the part of which guideline this was under, so that makes sense that it's under researcher topic. But knowing Teresa Flores' story, and they might not be here for Teresa Flores, it's just having some little example of a personal story that happened to someone else just might have helped relate it a little bit more, other than the fact that it's happening here in Ohio. Because we probably think that it only happens to people that live in impoverished areas. But given Teresa Flores' story, she lived in a very wealthy middle-class family. And I want to know more of what I can do other than just going home and educating myself. So maybe mentioning soap a little bit, that it could get involved. And maybe that says that on the flyers. I haven't read that yet. I loved your visuals in your presentation. I loved the transitions. I think maybe you could have shown, I'm a visual person, and since there was a big emphasis on youth and where this is starting from at such a young age, it would have, to pull at our heartstrings a little more, to maybe show examples of kids before they're pulled into trafficking, because that can relate us to a lot that have children that, I don't know, if I had a child, that would light a fire under me to know that that could happen to my child out there. So I think just showing some more visuals on children that this has happened to. But I do commend you for talking about such a what's the word? Conflicting a difficult topic, because, you know, some people might not want to hear about that someone's been raped or beaten, and that's the problem, is we don't talk about it. And the more we talk about it, the easier it will be for us to listen and then to do something about it. So, of course, I just wanted to hear more in the speech, because it's just so amazing, the statistics of what is going on in our country alone, let alone the world. But I do encourage you to keep educating people on human trafficking, because you can tell that you're so passionate about it, influential, and what I've seen that you've done, just from me witnessing, you've influenced so many people just to get involved in their own way, and including myself. And so I think Toastmasters is such a great forum for educating people. It's like, maybe start there and just start going to other Toastmasters clubs, because you never know who's going to be at that club. Could be someone that was a victim of it, that could then know that there's somewhere out there that can get help, or someone that will know someone else to help you get further down in your education process. But I do want to point out that she did make it as a finalist for the Chairman's Award this year, so I encourage you guys to go out and vote for her, because she was nominated for all of her philanthropy work in human trafficking. So
by Audrey. That was really sweet. She wrote a ridiculously flattering nomination. So
you'll have to check out her bio, or just talk to her, learn out more of what she's done in human trafficking. But I loved your opening and closing statement. I loved how you started with the quote by MLK about the beginning of a life is to, I'm not doing this verbatim, but the beginning of your life starts when you stop being silent about an issue. And I loved how you closed it with the quote by William. And I think that's the great thing about Toastmasters, is Toastmasters really helps find your voice in a way where you're not going to be silent anymore, and helps build your confidence to talk about the issues that are really passionate for you. So Megan, I agree with the MLK that your life is just beginning with educating on human trafficking.